knees while I raise the table up. And let's bend them up just to kind of show them. There we go. So we don't hit the edge of this lovely table.
And make it stop.
And make it stop. That doesn't happen as much in the real world, does it? No. Yes. Okay. So now what I want to do is, as I'm now looking at the center, this is the center of the coil. And I really want her hip joint in the center of the coil, right? So if we go ahead and if we want to feel the top of her iliac crest, I know that's going to be there, right? And if we rotate her foot in, and that's how I'm going to tape her feet together pigeon-toed, I mean, that bone that sticks out is going to be her greater trochanter. I mean, it's pretty easy to get the hips on. To put the hip joint in the center, it is best to have them just bend their knee up. And where does your hip bone, when you flex it, that's pretty much where your hip's flexing, right? So think about where this hip is flexing, and without touching private parts, you can see that's where I really want to put the center. So I might have her move up just a hair. Perfect. So can you about draw a line, which would be right in the center of where her hip joint's at? Pretty close, right? Now if I put her leg down, think about it. I have coverage from here to here. Does it look like the hip's in the center? Pretty much, yeah. So, you know, it's for practical purposes, that's what I want to see you do, is just bend the hip up, try to line up where that hip joint is in the center. And then when you put your top part on, pretty much, you know, you have this whole area, you should definitely get that hip joint on. That makes sense? And I should, if I needed to get the top of her pelvic bone, I should still get that. Here's the top of my coil. I'm about up to her ribs, right? Okay, any questions on that? Okay, far as her hands, when we're scanning the hips, it is best to keep the hands on the abdomen. If they're down by their side, then I